Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Biola Party Heaven. Welcome back, guys. So today we're gonna do restyling this mesh backdrop. I find that the mesh backdrops are like one of the easiest things to when you have a backdrop, you can easily set it up. You can style it whatever way you want. So with this one, the plan is to style it diagonally, or I could just start the bottom and then the upper part there, so it's not going to require a lot of balloons. And another good thing about it is you could customize the back, just put a client's name or whatever. If you're wondering where you could get a backdrop from, you could get it from Alibaba or AliExpress, or you could get a local welder in your area to make this for you. I know you can find it on Etsy too. Yes, you could find the square one on Etsy, and you could even message the seller on Etsy, and he would make whatever shape you want for you. So the colors we're going to be using is lime green from no, sorry, mint green from Tuftex, and goldenrod from Tuftex. Those are the colors we're going to be using. And then I'm going to use copper chrome from Qualatex as accents, and then maybe I would add some greenery. I'll see what it looks like. So yeah, let's inflate our balloon. So I've got 11 inches, I've got some lime green 16 inches, and then I've got 5 inches balloon. So let's inflate our balloons, guys.
So, guys, it's time for inflation, and I have mint green by Tuftex, and I have got goldenrod by Tuftex. The sizes are 11 inches by Bellbot, actually, in goldenrod, and Bellbot calls it goldenrod Ochre. I think that's the pronunciation. I'm not sure. And I've also got 5 inches mint green. The goldenrod is in two shades. So one by 16 inches by Tuftex and 11 inches by Bellbot. So once you inflate your 16 inches, you wrap it around your 11 inches to create like a mini garland cluster, as I've done here. And then I'm going to tie that to the backdrop first. So this is like a cluster of 8. So it's a mix of the 16 inches and the 11 inches. So this is going to be like at the bottom. So I'm just winging the design. I'm not really thinking about what I'm doing right now. I just know I'm going to be adding clusters to the backdrop. And next I move on to the mint green and the lime green for the bottom. Initially my plan was to like create like a vertical kind of shape for the backdrop, but I then decided to like give it a different kind of look as I started to create. So the baseline is wrapping clusters together to make like a cluster of 8, and just adding the clusters to the backdrop to create a kind of distinctive look. So you could also like just create a normal balloon garland on a 260Q or fishing line and just make it stay on the backdrop in a vertical kind of way. But if you want to be like unique, you want to do something different from what you see every day, it is always best to like create your garlands in different shapes and looks. So that's the plan for this backdrop. So also I wasn't sure about the color combination. I didn't know what this color combination was going to like look like. Guys, if you're new to my channel, I just thought I should remind you to please subscribe. Please watch this video to the end. I am always uploading new videos every Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday, and trust me, my videos are always informative. And if you have questions, just drop a comment and I'll reply, or you send me an email if your question is private, you don't want anybody to see it. I'm always happy to help. So for the top part, I thought, okay, let me, you know, not mix all the colors together. I should just create clusters and add and see what it looks like at the end of the day. So that's what I'm trying to do here using 260Q. I have not added the 5 inches just yet because that comes as the finishing aspect of a garland. So for the top, I only did like clusters of 4 and then I added top ups. So I keep adding the clusters. I step back and I look at what I have done. This is a thing you have to do every time. So right now I'm just like doing my clusters on a 260Q and then I wrap it around another spot. Another thing is a lot of times I personally, I do not know what my garland is going to look like at the end of the day because it's always kind of like tricky. So the best thing you could do is, if you are one that would want to see what your garland looks like before you create, it's best you like, you know, do like a design where you could draw out what you're going to create if you're artistic like that. In my own case, I would get to where I'm going to like set up and start creating, but for some it's best for them to like create beforehand using an app, or I think some use a system to like create. If you have like a graphic designing background, you will find that aspect really easy. So I've finished with the clusters for the top. If you take note, you would see that right now I am just doing clusters of 4 and then wrapping a 260 around the 2 clusters of 4 and then wrapping it onto the main garland. So each color is still taking their position. So for that cluster you're seeing me working on right now, it didn't stay in place, so I had to get another 260Q to like draw it into the main clusters I've created on the background already. So I then like wrap it into the mesh because this is like a mesh backdrop, so it's easier to get your 260Q into the backdrop and pull it right out again. Next I work on the top parts of the backdrop, and then I start adding my 5 inches balloon. Right now I'm still not sure of what the the backdrop is looking like, but I knew that I was going to be adding greens to the whole setup, so I am not worrying right now. So I have a quick question for you guys. Please comment below. When you work on backdrops, what have you? Is there anything you've noticed that is different from when you work with a garland on a wall? For me, I find out that the backdrop is always more like structured than doing it on the wall. So next I'm going to be adding some chrome balloons. So this is copper chrome by Qualatex that I've decided to like highlight the setup. So I spread out the copper balloon into different spots. The copper looks like golden, it looks like chrome gold, but it isn't, and it's not rose gold. It's a copper shade of chrome made by Qualatex. So right now, I know in my mind, I am going to be like filling out the middle of the backdrop with greens to give it like a pop of class, I must say. So the greens would like give it a different look compared to just adding the chrome alone. So I've not filled out the gaps yet. You can see there's some gaps in the bottom part of the garland. I'm not worried about it because I know I'm going to be adding florals and greeneries to that space. So for the chrome balloons, you need to spread it out and not like let it focus on one spot. Spreading it out makes it more visually okay. Like if it's too much on one side, then visually it won't look nice. But if you spread it out, then it would balance out if you understand principles and elements of design. And it gives it a less tacky look. So for the golden rod, I didn't have 5 inches for them. So I've just underinflated some of the 12 inches, 11 inches balloon and made it into 5 inches sizes. Now I move around my balloons to ensure they're in the places I want them to be, not out of space. You can see I'm pushing the balloons into place. So always remember that if you're using 16 inches balloons, you start off with them as the base of your garland and then you top off with the smaller balloons. Next, I start to add my greenery to the gaps. And then I add a bit of the greenery to the mesh backdrop. If you'd like to have information on who you could get your flowers from, please send me an email and I would reply you with the details of the person I get my flowers from. So as you add your florals, make sure you're spreading it out as you place them into position. Make sure it's not like bunched together, because when it's spread out, it looks nicer. And always ensure when you're adding the florals, it rhymes with the old design. You don't want it looking out of place. So with this backdrop, I could see the bottom on the left of the backdrop. I could see that I needed to like put a bit, if I had bigger balloons, I would have placed in the bottom part of the design. So what I did at the end of it was I pushed back the part that was hanging out and I pushed it into place. All right, guys, thank you for joining.